Hey, welcome back to the channel. Unless you've been living underneath a rock, you probably know what WAGOs are by now. It's a hot topic, wire nuts versus WAGOs, but we can all agree that if you're not a professional or not familiar with electrical, WAGOs are probably going to be your best bet for a safer install. These are the new inline series, and if you want to extend a wire, all you have to do is pop these on, you flip this lever up, you push these on, and you drop that down, and you're good to go. Or if the wire is too short and it's really hard to make a splice on, these are a really good option because you can just put these on here, extend your wire, and then attach it to whatever device you're trying to install, whether it's a switch or a receptacle. This is going to be a lot faster. They take up a lot less space in your box than a wire nut, and you're not having to twist and make special joints. They're also good for troubleshooting, so if we had a problem with this circuit, we'd be able to take this whole thing apart and quickly isolate our wires and figure out where the problem is, whether it's on this wire or this wire, and then quickly put it back together. And if we forgot to add a wire, we can simply flip these up, strip our wire, put it in our 221 WAGO, and lock it down. And that's a solid connection. If you prefer wire nuts though, we have something for you. This is Ideal's twisted nut screwdriver. This one features a ratchet. You simply just put the wire nut here. This would be really useful if you have a gutter with multiple connections, or if you're extending a panel and you have a whole bunch of joints in one location. This can save you strain on your wrist. Let's talk about a receptacle. Now, not just the basic receptacle, but something that you should be doing, especially if you're a professional in the field. This is a really good option for you. Here we have a standard receptacle. This is also for you new guys here. This is the bridge here, and these connect these two screws together. Have you ever wondered why you only need one wire to feed a receptacle? That's because of this bridge. If not, you'd have to run a wire to each one of these lugs. When you break this bridge, you've isolated these two screws from each other, and you can do that on both sides. Now we have a circuit up here for this half of the receptacle and our circuit down here for this half. Sometimes when you install your dishwasher and disposal, you have two separate circuits, and that'll look like two different wires coming here, two different wires coming here. They each go to individual breakers. We have a potential for 240 volts in that box. Let me explain. When you have a double pole breaker here, this gives us 120 volts on this leg and 120 here. Same thing here, 120 volts on this lug, 120 volts here. That's how we get our 240 for our house. If we look at the makeup of how this panel layout is, this is what you'll see. Because they're kind of like finger joints. So that being said, the best way to make sure that we don't wind up with 240 volts in our box and accidentally applying 240 volts to our 120 volt appliances would be to put one breaker here, skip a line, and then put the next breaker down here. When we put on a double pole breaker on this lug here, this is A, and this lug here is B. This one here is A, and this one here is also A, creating the same potential for voltage, both being 120 volts. If we accidentally forgot to break off these tabs, or a handyman or a maintenance person in the future didn't understand exactly what was going on, and they forgot to break off these tabs, they wouldn't blow up the dishwasher, the disposal, or send 240 volts and create a hazard in the future. I hope that makes sense. If anybody has any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.